Slovensko! Slovensko! Hea Rožava! Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Hello!
Slovensko! 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 Hea! Tule.
Tobias Bjork of Sweden and Oblaski of Canada, the referees for this game on day 10 of the World Hockey Championship between Slovenia and Slovakia. Both teams have specific needs, and only one can happen. Maciej Kopitar, Slovenia needs at least a point to avoid relegation. To set up their last game against Kazakhstan is one that would matter. Craig Ramsey, Slovakia, needs to win both of its remaining games in regulation to have a chance at the quarterfinals.
So do the math. Somebody has to go home from this game disappointed.
Right.
Without accomplishing or having a chance to accomplish their goals.
Peter Solaric returns to the Slovakian lineup after missing the last game. Had a goal against Czechia in their opener. So that's a key addition for the Slovaks. Starting a goal for Slovenia is 29-year-old Luka Grachnar. He's 0-2 in the tournament. Losses to Canada and Czechia, allowed 5 goals in both of those games. And for Slovakia, it is Stanislav Skorbanek, who last played against Latvia. A 2-1 loss. He started the first 2 games of the tournament for Slovakia. Posted a win and a loss. The Slovaks have really struggled to score goals. Their shootout loss to Kazakhstan was the first time in the tournament they've scored more than 2, and Slovenia has been held to 2 or fewer in every game it's played so far.
Thank you, outside there, very good. Outside there, thank you. Stakes down, boys, and I will drop the puck, okay? Stakes down, boys, and I will go one. Go, 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 go!
Tobias Bjork, the veteran Swedish referee, drops it down, and we're underway. Slovaks are 4-0 all-time against Slovenia at the World Championship. At the Olympics, they've met twice, in 2014 and 2018, and Slovenia won both of those games, including a shootout in 2018. Bank back at the point. Polk had to retreat as that puck bounced away for Richard Panik. Slovakia's lost shootouts to Canada and Kazakhstan. The Kazakh loss was a really tough one. They trailed Kazakhstan 3-1 in the third of that game, had to rally back to force it to extra time. And the puck under Panik, and play is called.
And now is the time of the tournament with just a couple games left. And everyone is sort of having a clearer sense of what they need to do to try to accomplish what they came to accomplish. And Slovakia understands they control their own destiny for the most. I mean, Switzerland and Latvia have to play, but if they win both their games in regulation, today against Slovenia, their next game against Norway, very good chance they make it to the quarterfinals.
Latvia would then have to get at least a point against Switzerland,
who has not dropped a point against anyone so far in the tournament.
Slovenia had the Czechs on the ropes in their round-robin meeting. They were up 2-0 with 2 to go in the second period. Give up a late power play goal, and the roof caved in the third. Also let Canada 1-0 after 1 period.
Yeah, he's got to find a way to have a lead after 3 periods. They got 1 and 2 taken care of.
They've been relegated the last 6 times they've appeared in the top division at the World Championship. This is their first appearance since 2017.
Something about how to describe their tournament. It feels like they're a long ways away because they haven't scored a ton and they haven't won a game. But they're not that far away because they've been in games and been competitive. It's just the fine margins in this tournament, they're not quite there.
A 1-0 loss to Norway. Had 4 power play opportunities in that game, did not score. Played back now, Rosendietz with a shot that goes wide. And draws, pokes it down and sends it back down to the Slovak zone. Moderna slides ahead, picked up by Bila Masic. He got bumped off the puck. Rosendietz steps up. Drops that back. Kellerman a shot that floats wide. It's picked up by Matasuko. To Rosendietz. Plays it back across. Kanasko a shot that goes wide. Kellerman shoots, then steered away by Grachnar. Another shot this time from Rosendietz was blocked. And Pavlin brings it out. Slovenian players play in 8 leagues in 10 countries. Primarily the Ice Hockey League, which comprises teams from Austria, Hungary, Italy, and Slovenia. That puck stolen from home by Jan Urbas, the Slovene captain. Urbas taps it around. Zedlik shoots. And Ziga Yedlin turned away on the first good stop by Skorvanin. Chaho trying to get through. Late offside indicated here against Slovakia. And now waved off. Racing to it is Verlic, or Perrault rather. And Perrault was knocked off the puck. Here's Urbas with it. Whips that back down to the Slovak zone, and Koch has it back.
Craig Ramsey talked a lot about his team just playing within the context of the system. Don't try to do it all on their own.
Right.
Work together. Less likely to make a mistake when you do that. It's not about not doing great things, but less likely to do bad things, bad turnover, bad spots that has hurt Slovakia in the tournament.
A 1-2-2 record thus far.
A little bit misleading because they have Slovenia and Norway to go.
Right.
Who are the two teams at the bottom of the group right now. So Craig Ramsey is always calm looking.
Yeah.
My former coach with Tampa. He was the good cop to John Tortorella's not as good cop. And he played that role very well. And now become a bit of a cult-like hero in Slovakia for his contributions last couple of years to a great run, a little renaissance for Slovakian hockey.
The bronze medal in Beijing. 3 players picked in the first round of last year's draft, including the top 2. Yuri Slafkovsky and Simon Nemitz.
Who's actually here playing.
Yeah. Andrzej Perrault with it. Lays that back through, picked up by Droz. And Droz got spun around there by Mario German. Halivan for Lantoshi. Rink wide, he goes to Cehlarik. Floats that wide. And Cehlarik back with it. Works it behind the goal. Cehlarik trying to flip that back. The pass picked up by Panse. Cehlarik fires it back in. And a chance in front. Lantoshi. Poke check there by Grachnar. And a race for Droz almost got there, but Rosendic knocked that away. Kellerman drops it back to Rosendic. Moderna had that takeaway. And Pavlin wheels it back around to Luka Maver. A late addition to the Slovenian lineup. Maver plays it back out. And Sukol taps that back. The first 2 periods have not been a problem, really, for Slovenia. It's the third period that's really been their issue. 22 goals against in the tournament. They've allowed 11 in the third.
Some of that is because close games and the teams they're playing probably start playing a bit better. But I think the other element of it is I think fatigue sets in. You know, I think it takes so much work because they don't play with the puck that much that they get tired by the end of the game. Breakdowns, penalties, and then the game gets away from them.
They've allowed a tournament-leading 8 power play goals against. That's been an issue for them. Now a chance in front, tipped wide by Luther. Mario Luther, a good chance there. Now back at the point, Janashik. Plays it back around. Urbas picks it up. Urbas is a real workhorse for Slovenia.
He's been solid. Plays in the German league.
34-year-old playing in his 4th World Championship. And lead pass goes to Perrault. In comes Andrzej Perrault, drops that back. Sabolic works in, feeds it back across. That hit a stick in front, hit Rock Tichar in the face. And now back comes Slovakia the other way. Pavel Regenda with it. Banks that down towards the goal. Vasic took it away. Tichar being attended to on the Slovenian bench after that puck deflected up high into him.
Offensive tip by Panik might be flicked it up into Tichar's face unexpectedly. At least he's staying on the bench for now. Caught him in his left cheek.
Flipped out of the Slovakian zone. Nemitz goes back, a late icing call. But the face-off will come back down to the Slovenian end.
The whole point of the no-touch whistle is to make sure that they don't crash into each other trying to get there. And almost Or that, this bad rebound by Grashnar, kicking right out, but Luntar can't handle it. Puck is spinning like a top there. When it comes off the pads, just the actual rotations on the puck make it hard to handle, and there it is. Doink right off the leg of Panik. He's still working through. Your teeth are sore, your jaw is sore. Might not be fun to eat the next couple days.
There's Cehlarik with it. And that knocked away. Cehlarik 4 years in the NHL with the Boston Bruins. But this year primarily with Leksand in the Swedish Hockey League in the middle part of the country. Beautiful. So he was the host of the 2007 World Junior Championship. That was where the infamous shootout happened between Canada and the United States.
Getting Cehlarik is important. Getting him back in the lineup is important for Slovakia because they need as many scorers sprinkled throughout their lineup as they can get. And you put a guy who's been a good player in North America and Europe at the Worlds previously, who scored in this tournament. Get him as another option outside their first line, which is most of their scoring.
Ponce up after draws. He scored 2 goals against Canada in the round-robin game. And now Ponce flips it back down to the Slovak zone. So in this game you have Slovenia and Slovakia.
Yes.
So Slovenes versus Slovaks, they prefer those. Slovenian and Slovakian are acceptable, but Slovene and Slovak are preferred.
You need to have that conversation with me before every game because it's you have it down pat. I occasionally need a little reminder.
Checked up by Kaderna. And now Kaderna gets loose behind the Slovenian goal. Goes indeed, shoots! That's punched away by Grashnar. Grashnar played in Landshut this year in the German second league. Goes Andic. Drops that back to Ocular. Slovakia's only win came against Latvia last week, a 2-1 victory. But they've padded their numbers with a couple of overtime or shootout defeats. But as you mentioned, their easiest part of the schedule you would think was their last 3 games, but they opened that with a shootout loss to Kazakhstan.
Icing call there. As Andrzej Kopitar, head coach of Slovenia. Last name sounds familiar. Yes, Andrzej Kopitar's father.
Yep.
His other son Jasper is on the coaching staff as well as a video coordinator. And this should not be an icing. This was actually touched by a Slovene stick.
Both are acceptable.
Does this not catch a piece of a Slovene stick? Like, what are we doing here?
Yep.
Like, Janacek is not trying to shoot it into the corner from his own side of the red line. Take advantage of the breaks, you get them.
Sure. Face off, won by Chaho. Here's Gaidos spinning back in the corner with it. Chaho off the glass. Lunter chips that out. Gaidos plays it back out. On the other side, it goes to Janacek. Ocular chips that down to the Slovenian end. Karalt winds his way back out. Andrzej Karalt moves back into the hard hit there from Janacek. Well, from the point, that shot by Stebe goes wide. At the point, Rock Tichar back out there, shoots, the puck deflected in front. Tichar was dumped at center ice. Rivik takes advantage of that, works his way in. Back across to Panik, shoots, he fired that high. Regenda. Behind the goal, he goes for Panik. Rivik couldn't reach it. Sabolic plays that to the point, but not out. Panik to Regenda. His top line goes to work for Slovakia. Back at the point is Nemetz. Crisscrossing with Koch. Nemetz winds that back. Panik shoots, and Grashnar makes the save. And there's no rebound. 9:41 to go in the first period. No score between Slovenia and Slovakia. at this hour. Germany playing Hungary in Tampere, Finland. Germany a 1-0 lead there. Here are the shots on goal. 4-1 for Slovakia in a scoreless first period against Slovenia. Off the draw, Solaric with a shot. And a penalty coming now. That's going to be an interference call against Slovenia. Simpson will go off, and Slovakia gets its first power play.
Double whammy for Simsic. He's in there.
Number 12, minor penalty for interference.
Loses the face-off. Then when the rebound goes to the corner, he gets his stick tied up in between the legs of Lantoshi and forces him down.
So this has been an issue for Slovenia. Shorthanded 20 times, 8 power plays ago. 8 power play goals against, but also for Slovakia.
Yeah.
In the game against Canada, the shootout lost 1 for 7 on the power play. They had 3 power play chances in the third period. Romiak, Solaric, and Legenda have their power play goals. Matis Suko. And Kellerman, that pass disrupted, drifts down to Grachnar. Hang on to that.
Part of the challenge on any power play is getting in the zone, getting set up. And that's the first part of the equation. And in many ways, the harder part. Once you're there and you have possession in a little bit of time, the ability to generate a look you might want is usually manageable. Slovenia will try to beat them further up the ice and make it hard to get in the zone.
Later tonight, Czechia will take on Switzerland here in Riga. Lantoshi. Kellerman slides that back to Solaric. Kanashko back to Solaric.
Suko wants this.
Solaric shoots. That was blocked. Bounces right back down in front. And Kellerman couldn't find Suko with that pass.
Suko was there presenting his blade saying, here it is. Hit me for the tip. When the lane was open, they didn't spot it in time.
Uh-oh, turned over in front. And Chimjar poked at that, almost a shorthanded chance there for Slovenia. Played back across to Rivik. Down to Regenda. Here's Panik. Panik. Feeds that back for Rivik. And now Rivik. Down to Regenda. Back for Rivik, 30 seconds to go on the power play. Back to go to Hudacek, to Nimitz. Back for Hudacek, winds and shoots. That's blocked by Mauber. Chimjar with it, and he'll feed that down the ice as Slovenia needs a change of penalty killers. Nimitz. A long drop back to Hudacek. Final second of this power play. Rivik works in, feeds it across to Panik. Panik. Slides that back to Rivik. Nimitz shoots. And Grachnar steers that away. The teams are back to even strength. Regenda with a chance, and Grachnar the save. At the point, Nimitz shoots. It goes off the side of the goal. Hudacek spins it loose. Works it back across. Finds Nimitz drifting in. And Simon Nimitz, the second overall pick in last year's draft, drops it off to Ivan. Ivan centers it. That's blocked. Rebound loose in front. They throw it back through. Hudacek couldn't find Ivan with that. And the long shot by Nimitz is gloved by Grachnar. No score here in the first period. 7:01 to go. Back here in Riga, no score between Slovenia and Slovakia in the first period. The flags are very similar. The countries sound a lot alike, and legend has it that at least one Slovenian ambassador, European country, meets with his Slovak counterpart once a month to exchange mislabeled mail. At the side of the goal, Carroll sends it back! And a great stop there on Sabolic by Skorbanek.
It's a tough game for Skorbanek to play. It's just the second shot. The first shot in 7-8 minutes. The breakdown ends up with Sabolic jumping on a loose puck, wheeling and firing. And a little bump back play, and not a bad look at all. Good back-checking effort by Lunter to try to slow him down. He's been one guy you've noticed for Slovenia. He likes to shoot the puck.
Yeah.
He's got the big wrister. He's always staring top glove. That is his preferred destination. He rang a couple bars, and there's Sabolic.
Playing this year in Villacher. It's an Austrian team in the Ice Hockey League, which has some really nice sounding places. Gotta say, like Bolzano.
Yeah, that'll do.
Asiago.
A lot of cheeses.
Yeah.
He's more than a point-a-game player. It's professional hockey, and so he can put the puck in the net.
Moderna slides it up for Suko. Suko shoots, and Bradshaw got a piece of that. It slides behind the net. Brought back up by Tichar. And now that'll be gloved by Skorbanek, who plays in the Slovak Extra League. There's been a lot of talk about that league this year. Miroslav Shatan, who is the GM of this Slovak national team, is also a senior executive of the federation. They're talking about splitting the league potentially in two. There's a real imbalance between the top teams and the bottom clubs. The other thing that was not talked about a lot during the pandemic was the impact on club teams in Europe. As Masic shoots, that got through, because unlike North America, those club teams run all of the hockey in their community. So, for example, in a place like in Sweden, like in Leksand, they run the under-20 program, under-18, under-16, women's programs, and the loss of revenue from attendance and everything else, and the extra costs involved were quite prohibitive. Masic drops that back. Goes back after it. Hansen. With a hard bump there from Janishik. And Panik plays it back in. Panik just went right through Masic. Plays it across the ribbon.
Powerful stride.
That shot fired wide by Gaidos. At the point, Panik. Hard pass it for Rivik. Skipped off his stick. Legenda back with it. Shots are 13-3 Slovakia. But still no score. Panik. Back, and it's hammered wide by Rivik. Gaidos plays it back in.
Panik has his skating legs today. He is flying around the ice in the first period.
Draws with a steal. Trying to slide that back. It's picked off by Frederic Gaidos. Cehlarik up for Lantoshi. And Lantoshi pivots back. Koch plays it down to Cehlarik. He's loose behind the goal. Feeds that back in front. Hudacek couldn't reach it. And now centerman picked off by Andrei Janček. Andrei Janček plays it back across to Maver. Andrei Janček. Tomaszewicz has it taken away. Still loose in the corner. Cehlarik works that free. Hudacek.
There you go. Got numbers.
Lantoshi with Nemitz. Lantoshi works in, shoots. Grashtar the save, knocked that away. And the rebound, Lantoshi turned away again by the Slovenian netminders, lost his goal stick. And they bring the puck out as Maver has it.
Good job by Nemitz, joining the rush, creating the odd man rush, beating his guy up the ice for a good 2-on-1 look.
Koch with it. Moves away from Berlich. Played back to center ice. Lunter throws that to an open wing, and Okular picks it up. Okular in for Lunter. That centering pass is broken up by Stebbin. Okular flips it back towards the goal, and Grachtar quickly freezes that. Chaho looking for the loose puck. No score here in the first period. No score between Slovenia and Slovakia. Germany has a 1-0 lead on Hungary in Tampere, Finland.
Germany looking to secure their spot in the quarterfinals.
Here's Lunter with it. Walks it and shoots with the high and wide. German wheels that back to Ivan. Back to German. Back at the point is Ivan. So German winds and shoots and hit the leg of Pavlin in front. Let's bump back down to the Slovak end. They really have trouble putting the puck in the net, don't they? It just hasn't come easily for them.
No, but a lot to the outside doesn't help their cause. They have the puck in the offensive zone, but not much from the slot. Takes both will, strategy, and skill to get into. Trying to keep them to the outside, point shots and rebound and traffic, which is going to get you a couple of games. But if your power play is not scoring, then you got to make sure to cash in on the odd quality chance, the 2-on-1s you get. The hard part for coaches is that you can't coach scoring.
Right.
You can coach defense.
True.
You can coach penalty killing. You can coach breakouts. But when it comes to shooting the puck past goaltenders, there's not much you can do to help guys. They're trying their best. They want to score. Try to create strategies to help them, but when it comes to physically shooting the puck, it's just on the player.
Scotty Bowman says, I can teach anyone to check.
Not anyone, Scott. I mean, maybe he could teach anyone, but I've had some teammates along the way. I'm not so sure.
Rosendies, has that go off his skate? Moved up by Kanashko. There's Kaderna. Moves it and shoots. It goes off the foot of Stebbit. 2.5 to go here in a scoreless first period. Again, Slovakia has to win both of its remaining games in regulation to have a chance at the quarterfinals. Slovenia needs a point in this game to keep its hopes of not being relegated alive. Janusek, a shot kicked out by Gratstad.
We get ahead of ourselves. We could have some fun situations of pulling goalies and tie games and stuff.
I mean, it could happen, right? In the third period, this game was tied. Slovakia
would have to pull their goalie at the end of the game.
Yes.
Yes. Winning in overtime or shootout does nothing for them. Has them finish 5th.
Tomaszewicz works in. Drops it off to Maver. Maver. Poked out there by Nimitz. He joined this Slovak national team after his Utica Comets were eliminated from the American League playoffs. Now a turnover in front. Maver with a chance. And Skorvanik makes his best stop of the period. Wow.
Glorious look for Maver, who jumps on another bad turnover. As 3 guys get caught in the corner, forecheck, kicks it to the middle. Maver is right there to wheel and fire. He's got the big range, big tall guy, but Skorvanik squeezes the elbow down to trap it. That's the quick strike offense that Slovenia is looking for.
From the point, that got through.
Zip from Urbash.
Yeah, who's good at that. A lot of their goals have been generated by him putting it in the net or deflections of his shots.
Urbash walking across Clark doesn't do a great job of stepping there. The inside winger has to fight a little bit, and then the other Slovakian winger has to help him seal that off.
Agavatsa feeds that back, and the shot by Srdovic goes wide. So the best sustained pressure by Slovenia that we've seen in the period. Urbas drops it back. That's cued wide by Berlic. It was Urbas who scored the 2-0 goal against Czechia. Couldn't quite get that to the second intermission. There's German back around. Cehlarik chips that to Milan, not up. Had a long shot that goes wide inside a minute to go now in the opening period. If you're Slovenia,
Crunch, good hit.
Urbas, a huge hit there as he knocked down Lantoshi. He's slow to get to his feet. And Skorbanek knocks that shot over the glass and out.
Lantoshi thinking, I'm going to squeeze underneath Urbas, and you will not. He drops down with a hip and catches him right on his shoulder. Thump. That's a good clean hit. Lantoshi awkwardly falls the boards.
That's a solid guy.
It's a 6'4", 215, squeezing you off.
Off the draw, played back out. Nemitz back around for Panik. Great quiet pass to Regenda. Pokes out ahead. Regenda moves in. That was blocked by a sprawling Ziga Pavlin, who lost his stick on the play. Nemitz works it and shoots. That goes wide. Peralt back on it. Bounces back. Regenda moves that back. Shoots and lifted that wide. Rivik with it. Time winding down the period here. Rivik pulls it free. Going through the crease. Panik couldn't reach it. Koch plays it back. Big collision there. He and Peralt collided. And time will expire here in the second period, or first period rather, and they'll go to the second. Scoreless after one. Mentioned play to Slovakia, but time to the scoreboard here in Riga.
Treba больше, по-моему,
Stakes down, boys, and I will drop the puck, okay? Stakes down, boys, and have a go one. Go, 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 go! Let's go, boys! Get up! Up! Go, 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 go! Play the puck! Good, 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 good. Yep. Yep, yep. No, 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 guys.
Slovakia outshot Slovenia 17-6 in that first period. Luka Grachnar stood tall in the Slovenian goal. They need a point in this game at least to ensure they won't be relegated today. And for Slovakia, situation also crystal clear. The Slovaks need a win in regulation. They need all 3 points in this game and their last remaining game against Norway to get to the quarterfinals.
I mean, it's a long game. You're not going to force anything, but it almost feels more pressure on Slovakia. Like they have to win, and they have to win in regulation, which means they have to score a goal, which has been hard to do for them. And if Slovenia could just find a way to grab one, now Slovakia's like, gee, we got to get 2 in regulation. They've shortened the game, which is what we're always trying to do. Breakaway.
Lead pass, finds Panik moving in, shoots, scores! 15 seconds into the second period, Slovakia has the lead.
Commented on Richard Panik being engaged in the first period. Skating well. This is an absolute blown coverage. Where is Blas Gregorc going? He's like way down the boards on the left defensive side. When the puck goes to Regenda, Panik easy split up the middle, handles it even on the clean ice. That wrister, watch his hands. They're almost touching. He's got to reach so far back. His hands are so close together. The amount of strength in your wrists it takes to get something on that shot is impressive. To squeeze it past Grachnar, and that lets them breathe for a minute. Now they finally got one.
10 NHL seasons with 17 for Richard Panik. He was drafted by Tampa in the second round in 2009. Had some very productive years, but staying healthy was the issue.
So a slew of head injuries at the end of his NHL run that limited his games.
Long shot, drifts wide. Slovakia strikes first. Here they come again. Kelman drops it back. Sukel spins that back down. Milos Kelman works back across. That's steered away by Grachnar. Giving it is Kanashko. Cehlarik slides that back to German. Across to Kanashko. Shoots. And that's blocked by Cernovic. Kudacek moves it back in front, put across by Cehlarik. And now Rosendeed shoots. And that deflected in front. Kanashko fires at his teammate Lantoshi with that. And Sapolic has it back.
What's gone on in the Slovenian dressing room in between periods? They've come out shaky.
Kudacek. That centering pass went off a skate and bounces down to Grachnar.
Managing the puck has been difficult for the first couple minutes for Slovenia. And Slovakia lots of opportunities. This one rings in almost off the skate of Cehlarik. Good save by Grachnar there. Slovakia will just keep pumping away. Shots on net, shots on net.
Yeah.
You'll get a break eventually, or you'll get a nice finish like Panik had.
Now, just to be clear, they have to get full points in their last 2 games. And they also have to count then on Latvia not getting a point against Switzerland.
So Latvia controls their own destiny.
Yes.
They'll need a point if Slovakia wins their last 2.
Hansa moves back in, holds and shoots. And it Nemitz in front. And the puck was into the Slovenia bench.
So early on in the period, you got to make good reads. And see, Gregorc is in top of the circles. And now he's chasing Panik, which he's not going to catch. And you just think that early in the period, And you know you want to make something happen to the forecheck, but as a defenseman, you just can't get caught that far apart, that far up the ice, where it's a simple pass, tape to tape on the ice, springing one of the top players in for a breakaway. It's just a blown assignment, inopportune time.
Ocular has that knocked away. Now picked back up by Lunter, moving in. Lunter! And then kicked away by Grachnar. Chaho plays it back in front. Ogorjansek picks it up for Slovenia. Lobs it high near to Gregorts. Gregorts moves in. That pass went in behind Tomaszewicz. Now bounces back in front. Maver, fan of that chance. Slovakia had the only power play of the game so far in the first period. In comes Regenda. Drops it back to Panik. Here comes Panik again back in front. And Grachnar sweeps that away. Urbas. Jumps it across the line. Fans on that. Urbas, little cold shoulder there on Germa.
When Urbas gets mad, he starts throwing people around. It's great.
Trying to kick at that. Urbas, a two-time Olympian for Slovenia. That play is called offside at the Slovenian blue line.
The chances keep coming here as Lunter tries the hard drive again. I love the idea of trying to get to the far side of the net. Yeah, you're going through traffic and sticks of Pavlin, but that's where the goals are going to be found. Lunter tries it, the next shift, Panik tries it, not settling for short side and heading behind the net, but taking it all the way to the far post.
Kellerman lays that back. Here's Sablich with it. But Lipnick back to pick it up, plays it back around. Perrault, cross-ice pass to Podlipnik. Shoots that down, and that's steered up and out by Skorvanek.
Strange decision there by Podlipnik, who was added to the roster after a couple games, but you have kind of a 3-on-2, 3-on-3 developing, and you elect for a shot from just inside center onto the goaltender. I'll try to keep making plays. And they do have the advantage that they just need really a tie in this game. Still just one away from where they want to be.
Right, but that's a long one.
Yeah, it has been.
They've not scored more than 2 in a game yet in the tournament.
Well, they've been shut out twice and scored 3 different times.
That long shot kicked away by Skorvanek. Picked up by Cehlarik. Lifts that to center. Lantoshi picks it up. In comes Lantoshi trying to drop that back. He pokes it there by Drozd. Oh. Plays it down to Cehlarik. Spins away from Simzic. This will be jumping tonight, and the Czechs taking on the Swiss. Both those nations have large fan bases in attendance here. The Slovaks have a good number as well. Germany still leading Hungary 1-0. The shots are 18-4 that game in favor of Germany.
Germany had a tough hit. Sweden, Finland, US to start their tournament, so they're 0-3, basically have to run the table, which they are in the process of working towards at this point to get the 4th spot.
Difficult because you've played your tougher games, and yet you're.
And in those 3 games, they're outscored 8-5. Like, they were close games.
Right.
But you're like, we're in last year. We're a week in the tournament. What's going on?
We're not getting relegated, are we?
Well, we've seen Team Canada a couple of years ago lose their first 3 games and go on to win a gold medal. So
they were the first team not only to win the gold medal for losing the first 3, but to make the medal round. Now a tripping call against Slovakia. So Slovenia gets its first power play, 5:37 into the second period.
Chaho trying to get back into the passing lane. Gets a stick right into the feet of Maver. Goes down, and so a power play opportunity here. You're down one, that's okay. Go to work, and their best power play looks have come off one-timers from Urbish. He plays on the right side, is off wing, and they try to work it around for shots and tips from their captain.
Urbas plays up to Gregorts. Cross he goes to Verlich. Shoots, that's blocked by Potic. Plays it ahead for Rivik, short-handed. In comes Rivik. Lines that towards the goal. Glove down by Urbas. Drops it off to Jeglic. Riga Jeglic. In across the line for Droz. And the high slot. Verlich shoots and put that wide.
That's the one. So when they're looking for.
Droz back with it. Lifts it back in front. Jeglic couldn't reach it. Puck still loose. Poke back and scooped up by Urbas. Gregorts with it to Jeglic. Jeglic to Gregorts. Plays it back across. Urbas, the hard shot. And Skorvanik makes the save.
There's the shot, just need a screen, but the better chance had gone to Verlich on the entry. Jeglic who slides it over, and a great look here by Droz to get it right onto Verlich's stick. That is fantastic stuff. Right where you want to pull, lots of options. He just pulls it wide of the net. Skorvanik tries to come out and challenge, but you get a sense of the space. Skorvanik reading the eye as well, had the top glove covered. Verlich pulled it just wide.
Peralt. Mashits. Back across to Sabolic. And now Sabolic works his way in. He shoots. That dribble's just wide with deflection.
It's been better here for Slovenia.
Tichar drops that back. That shot by Masic went way wide.
17 feet wide. Oops.
Now drop back. Tichar hammers that.
What a
and
block.
that's blocked by Suka. And Suka with a steal. Tichar gathers it back up. Great wide to Sabolic. Waits for teammates to get back on side and flips it back in. Good pressure by Slovenia on this power play. Masic. 30 seconds to go with a man advantage. Tichar. Back to Masic. Sabolic. Masic to Sabolic. Winds and shoots off the outside of the goal. Ganos with it. Lifts it back down the ice. And both teams will change. Chernovic. Lost the handle. And picked up by Kellerman. Teams are back to even strength. Still 1-0, Slovakia leading. So an opportunity missed for Slovenia there, and a couple of good looks on that power play. Kellerman picks that free at the line. It's held by Rosendic. Flips it back in front. And Pansa has it back for Slovenia. Draws for Simcic, chips that down. Pansa goes after it. Ocular. Playing pitch and catch with Rosendic. Here's Koch with it. The slowest developing breakout we've seen in a while.
Quadruple swing. Why not?
Toshi winds in. He's poke check and a chance now for Slovenia. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Maver works in. Poke check from behind by Hudacek. Cehlarik brings it in. Orlan Toshi. Goes off on a discarded stick. Hudacek, a sharp angle shot. Kicked out by Gratstar. Here they come again. Vagavatsa. Long shot. And that's gloved by Skorvanik. 1-0 Slovakia leads Slovenia here in the second period. to 11, the shots on goal in favor of Slovakia. 1-0 lead on Slovenia. Someone's going to leave this rink very disappointed at the end of this game. Either Slovenia is going to find out it's been relegated for the 7th straight time in the top division, or Slovakia is going to know that it won't be making the quarterfinals after 2 straight appearances. Slovakia needs a full 3 points in this game. Slovenia needs at least 1 to keep its hopes alive. Nemec plays it back across, and Ivan drops it back. Nemec. Overhead for Riga. The Slovak captain drops that back, but it plays offside at the Slovenian blue line.
Yeah, Riga has really been the offensive catalyst. Slovakia has scored, as we said, 10 goals in the tournament. He's got 5 points. Well, he's doing his share, leading on the scoreboard as well as on the ice. Another one of those players who plays for Leksands.
Yeah.
The hotbed factory of hockey players, it seems.
Beautiful rink in the middle of Sweden. We joked when we went there for the first time, it looked like it came from IKEA. Like it's all wood with screws and everything else. But the first time they put it together was backwards. They had to take it apart and do it again.
I just paid the 20 bucks and have someone do it for me.
Ticha Herkson. Samuels kicks that wide. Takes down Skorvanek. A race for it. Hustling there is Kaderna. That's taken away. There's a steal by Kellen. Moves it back down. Kaderna fired that short side. Kicked up by Grachnar.
More selfish for Kellum, and he's trying to drop it to a guy who's not in as good of a spot, especially if you're going to go short side with it.
Samuels moves in. Hold. Feeds it back in front. Karol couldn't reach it. Now Karol dives back, but Solari picks that off. Big wide pass to Lantoshi. The 07 World Junior in Leksand was where we first saw the new shootout rules for the IIHF. We were allowed to go again after 5 rounds. Jonathan Taves shot 3 times.
That was the Taves, Carey Price.
Yeah, Patrick Kane shot 3 times.
Peter Mueller was the guy taking all the ones for the Americans in the end.
Jack Johnson went a bunch of times. And we've seen those rules in use here as well. Ponce shoots. And the stop is made by Skorvanek. It's intriguing once you get past the 5th round. Lead pass, Hunacek on the breakaway. Libor Hunacek shoots and he fired it wide. Long shot by Janicic, steered away by Grachnar, who's been sharp here for Slovenia.
Really good. Quality looks by Slovakia in the 2nd period. He's keeping it just 1-0.
Popular drops it back to Nemec. That back in front, knocked down. Tomasevich banks that back down. Oh. Tied up, and now it's scooped up by Okular. Quick pass for Lunter, picked up by Tomasevich. He swings it back for Magavatsa. 8 to go here in the 2nd period.
It's no wonder that Slovakia has been struggling in the shootouts. You watch their performance in the breakaways during the game. And they've had several during the tournament. Just can't cash, unfortunately.
4 of their 5 games in the tournament decided by 1 goal, including 2 shootout losses. Urbas winds into a backhand shot. Skorvanek the same.
Oh, that's
rebound behind him. Is it in?
Behind him.
And the referee, Tobias Bjork, says right away, no goal.
We had a great view of it get up in the air and thought it might be dropping in behind him. So close.
7:36 to go here in the 2nd. Still 1-0 Slovakia. close call in the Slovakian zone. Stanislav Skorvatic just kept that shot out.
Scraped it right off the line, back underneath him. Could have very easily just tapped it over the goal line himself.
Jeglic chips that back in the corner. Verlic on it.
Nice kick.
Kick that right back to Rivik. Nifty move there, and Rivik, long shot. That's gloved by Grachna.
Urbas going one against the whole crew, one of the world, shoves it backhand, and it chips up and over. And we should stop being amazed at how the goaltenders just kind of instinctively know where pucks are amongst all that gear. But you see it here. Skorvatic makes the first save. It bounces up, and how does he feel that through his pants?
At the back of his leg, and then the tip of his glove, but he does to keep it out.
It is uncanny.
Those pads, like the thigh pads, are so big. How you feel anything through those things? Like that puck's barely moving, it's just rolling around on it.
And it weighs about 6 ounces.
And yet, the goaltenders just sort of know. And I hate them for it.
Panik slides that back. Rosendic hammers it wide. Slovak fans are chanting, "We want a goal." To which Craig Ramsey might answer, "You're not the only one."
Having that chant all tournament long.
How about 3? Never mind 1. How about 3?
You think about their successes the last couple of years in the big tournaments, the Worlds, the Olympics.
They did have Juraj Slavkovsky,
Who was a bit of a finisher for them.
Right.
You know, a guy who could chip in 4 or 5 goals in the tournament. It turns all these one-goal games into,
Which centers it. Panik's shot was blocked.
you know, ties or wins.
Panik spins back in the corner. They have really struggled in shootouts and overtime at the World Championship. 2-7 all time in OT. Ivan put that wide. Regenda was slapping his stick on the ice furiously. German shoots, that deflects wide. That goes into the Slovak bench.
You hear that throughout the arena. Regenda banging his stick on the ice, wanted the puck from German coming off. There's his first slapper attempt. Breaking another stick. Rock Tishar get a new twig. Tell you what, the best player for Slovakia in this game, Richard Panik. He is a man possessed. And Slovenia has had no answer for him on the cycle. He's their only goal scorer on a quick break, mini breakaway.
Panik playing his 5th World Championship. Also played the Olympics for Slovakia in 2014 when NHL players went. That's steered away. Slovakia has had some brilliant scorers in its history. When you think about Peter Bondra and Marian Hossa, and Pavel Dimitra was a great goal scorer and setup man.
Get an affinity for the Slovakians. I played with 5 of them in Arizona.
Okay, yeah.
And my line mate for the better part of 3 years was Ladislav Nagy, one of the all-time great Slovaks at the World Championships.
Yes. You remember their 0-2 gold medal team. He retired after the 2019 tournament, was honored in that tournament. Hudacek slides that back. Janešek's shot goes wide. Hudacek chips it back in front. That 0-2 gold medal team months after Slovakia was prohibited from using its NHL players in the Olympic qualification tournament in Salt Lake City, which happened right before the games began. Their NHL players were sitting there.
It was basically the Olympics for them, that group, who was just as good as anyone in the world. And they were so frustrated about the Olympic non-participation, they took it on the rest of everybody in the 0-2 World Championship.
Asic lifts that high and wide inside 5 to go here in the second period. Peter Stastny was absolutely beside himself in Salt Lake City. Miroslav Shatan, the GM of the Slovak team, also a great goal scorer in his day. Knocked down by Masic. Straight back to center ice. Koch dove for that puck, didn't get to it. Berlich through the middle for Masic, working in. Poke check there by Nimitz.
Sort of a low percentage reach.
Here's Irvine in, shoot. Save made, rebound, loose at the side of the goal. Better chance, Masic put that wide. Skorvanik lost his goal stick for a moment. And now a penalty coming to Slovakia. And they'll touch up with 3:55 to go. In the second period, Slovenia is going back to the power play. So a tripping call to Simon Nemec sends Slovenia to its second power play. They had lots of good looks on their first. A chance to tie the game here late in the second period.
Had a good push the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Quality chances.
Moritz Seider has scored for Germany, now 2-0 on Hungary. Seider, the terrific young Detroit Red Wings defenseman. Faceoff was won by Suko. And Sabelich can't hold the line.
If you're curious about the other Detroit prominent player here with Joe Valeno, McKenna, we haven't yet heard if there's going to be any supplementary discipline for his stomp on Nino Niederreiter yesterday. Expecting that decision at some point today.
Ogryanchuk drops it back for Tichar. Perrault taken down. Sabelich. Ogryanchuk. Masic fans of that pass. Kaderna's got it back, and he's got Suko with him. Centering pass for Suko in short-handed and turned away by Grachnar. And back comes Slovenia the other way. Sabelich in across the line, along with Perrault and Ogryanchuk. Chaho puts it by Masic and back down.
It's the fourth breakaway of today's game for Slovakia.
Yes. They got rinsed in that shootout by Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan went 4 for 4.
That's unusual.
Kazakhstan's been a habit of that. They've won 5 straight shootouts at the World Championship. They've gone 16 for 26 in those 5 shootouts. Slovenia bottled up here on the power play. There's 35 seconds remaining. Berlich back to Gregorts. They've got the top unit back out there now. Here's Urbas, who keys the thing. Fires that wide of the goal. Droz back on it. Trying to find Urbas. Here's Droz back to the corner. Droz puts it across. That's batted down by Rivik. And Droz kind of knocked that away. Panik works in one-on-one with Gregorts. Was behind the back. Jumping, it was Rivik. Couldn't find him with the pass. Panik now for the trailer. And Guido says a shot that goes off the foot of Cernovic. And that uneventful power play comes to an end for Slovenia. Jeglic works in. Minute 45 to go in the period. Jeglic throws that back in front over the head of Droz and up to center ice. Panik drops it up to Hudacek. Works in, shoots, and Grachnar makes the save.
Good idea by Hudacek as the chances keep coming. Tuck this one through the triangle, dive through and look to find a hole, but he hit the middle of the net instead of a corner. And here's another one. As Kaderna off the races, he sees Suko in the middle, and I guess he's trying to go glove side there. It looks like he misses his spot, catches him almost in the head. Grachnar's faces down another one. That's it.
breakaway practice all day tomorrow.
Yep. Well, you can combine your shootout practice, it'll work. So
It's all the same. It's tough. They're doing their very best. I mean,
Sure.
they want to score desperately. It's maybe a little confidence, maybe a little bit skill.
Mashic. Up for Savalic. That's knocked down by Nemitz. Trying to find Solarek with that pass. Icing called against Slovakia.
So Slovakia got the early goal 15 seconds into the second period. After dominating the first period, you think they're off to the races, here they go. Somehow the second period is evened up in an uncomfortable way for Slovakia. They're still 1-0 up. But Slovenia would be thinking, we can generate that many chances again next period. We should be able to score one.
Right.
Should be.
T-Char wins a face-off back. Savalic shoots. That's kicked out by Skorvatic. Savalic. Moves in the corner. Line Toshi. For Hudacek in the final minute of the second period. Here's Gregorz with it. Bodlipnik. For Karol. Kurba shoots. And Skorvatic kicks that away. Koch. Worked that free behind the goal for Nemitz. And now back to Koch. Bouncing puck on the side of the goal. Verlic with it. Slovenia plays Kazakhstan tomorrow. Needs to get at least a point in this game for that game to matter. That's played down to the Slovenian zone. Icing called. Slovakia has Norway on Tuesday. Needs 3 points in this game for that game to matter. And even that might not be enough. If Latvia gets a point off Switzerland on Tuesday, no easy feat, but that would be it for Slovakia no matter what happens.
Right. But playing the odds, if Slovakia wins both their games, it's unlikely, not impossible, but unlikely Latvia pulls points out of Switzerland. And Slovakia would go through on the tiebreaker because they beat Latvia head-to-head.
Yes, in a game that a 2-1 win over Latvia, right? A very tight game. And that 2-1 win could be the difference. They're in a long shoot in as time expires. And the goal by Richard Panik stands as the only one so far. As Slovakia has a 1-0 lead on Slovenia through 2 periods here on day 10 of the 2023 World Hockey Championship.
Na to asi nevíte, musím ostať, to bude ďalej som robil. Dole, dobrá, ale musím ti pomôcť, ja.
Score of the second period. Slovenia 0, Slovakia 1.
Rezultat pēc otrās trešdaļas Slovenija 0, Slovākija 1.
Shots on goal.
Go! Go for it! Head up! Lose! Lose! Free! Free! Lose! Lose!
Luka Grachnar has faced 30 Slovakian shots, allowed the only goal of the game so far to Richard Panik. At the other end of the ice, Stanislav Skorbanek got a close call in that second period, just scraped the puck off the goal line, but has kept the ball up so far. So for Jan Urbáš and Slovenia, the task is simple. They've got to get this game past regulation to avoid being relegated today. That would make their game against Kazakhstan on Monday, tomorrow, have some meaning. Slovakia needs to finish this thing in regulation to give the quarterfinal hopes alive.
Stakes down, boys, and never drop the puck. Stakes down, go, 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 go.
He really wants him to get going on the faceoff.
Tobias Bork is...
I need his energy off the opening draw.
Yeglic works in. Rivik pokes that free. Rivik for Regenda. Shoots. That's gloved up by Grachnar. Loose puck, but for Panik. Had a stick lifted by Urbáš. Break wide and shot by Nemitz, and a good stop there by Grachnar.
It took 15 seconds in the second period for Slovakia to open the scoring. Here we are 25 seconds into the third, and lots of good looks. Regenda, heavy wrister. Grachnar can't quite handle it. Nemec gets another one, and that's a good movement for Grachnar coming across and making the next save. Rolling puck. Regenda gets a lot on. Grachnar really, he probably has to keep it at 1.
You'd have to think, right?
Asking Slovenia to score 2 in the period would be a real tall challenge, tall task for them.
They haven't scored more than 2 goals in a game so far in the tournament. Sabalic. Up for Tichar. Rolls that back down. Poland and Great Britain. One promotion from Division 1A this year. They join the top group in Prague and Ostrava next year at the World Championship. Goes, plays that back around to Alexander Magavatsa. Cehlarik knocks that down. Kept it on side for Lantoshi. Fans of that shot. Magavatsa to the line, but not out. Rosendic shoots. That goes wide. Mashi pivots back in the corner. Now winds back out. Has a look ahead for draws. But in behind Rosendic. And the puck loose in the corner. Simsic. And that bounce off his stick, and Podlipnik picks it back up for Slovenia. Rolling puck back down to the Slovak zone. Tomashevic with it. And now Lunter plays that back, but it bounces into
Craig Ramsey again?
Slovak bench. He got hit in the last game.
This is the second time he's been clipped on his bench. Like, come on, guys. It's be a stressful team to coach because you know every game is going to be so tight. And you're basically asking all other parts of your game to be so locked in when the goal scoring is hard to come by.
Slovenia made a top division debut in this tournament in 2002. As that shot fired by Luntar's block. Climbing their way up from Division C. Making their national debut in the early 90s after the breakup of the former Yugoslavia. They'll climb their way up from C to B, 1A. Been hard for them to stay up, though. They've been relegated the last 6 appearances in the top division. Urbas. Pivots back behind the goal. Urbas works back in front. Throw that right through the crease. Cernovic plays it back down. You get the feeling that Slovenia is going to do something. He's going to be with these guys on the ice.
Yeah. The Fishtown line, all three of them play for Fishtown together at times, so.
Panik knocks it down. Panik has the only goal in the game. In his international debut at the Quebec Pee Wee tournament.
Oh, vive les Pee Wee de Carnival. They played there.
Did you?
Yeah. It's my first hat trick in an NHL rink. Game 1 at the Colisée.
Perrault shoots. That's knocked away.
Sadly, my last.
Oak sends that back to center ice. Knocked down for the moment by Masic. Slovenia with some pressure here during the third. And again, because Slovakia has to win this game in regulation, should the game be tied late, we could see the unusual situation of a team pulling its goaltender in a tie game. Oak with a long shot, and Grachnar makes the save.
You know how much I like the unusual.
Yes.
So I am clearly hoping for something like that, where a tie game forces an early goalie pull. Rajai Kopitar, it's pretty simple. He'll be pushing the whole time as long as they stay within one. Normal strategies try to get the game to overtime. That is their win.
Father of the Kings, Andrzej Kopitar, who played the 05 World Championship as a draft-eligible player.
Andrzej's been having an early morning kind of couple weeks following this tournament.
Paladin shoots! Knocked down by Skorvanik. You can tune into every game. As you mentioned, his dad, the head coach, his brother is the video coach for this Slovenian team. Kopitar, another good year for LA this year. At the line, helped by Ivan. Curves that down to the goal, and Grachnar makes the save. Not always friendly start times on the West Coast.
Well, the West Coast is 10 hours behind us, so a 4 p.m. start is a 6 a.m. puck drop.
The noons are killers.
In LA, noons would be a 2 a.m. That's on your way home. Forget about waking up early. That's before you go to bed. Had a few of those with the long overtime games here where we wake up and can watch the tail end of games.
I watched Matthew Tkachuk score the game 1 overtime winner over breakfast.
Backed it up with another one last night.
Yeah, how about that? Tomasevic moves that in, but the play's offside.
Well, Rozan Dietz made that call for them.
Yeah,
whistle hasn't gone. Rozan Dietz got his hand up in the air. All of a sudden, the linesman checked in that might have been offside. No real complaint from any of the Slovenian players, so it probably was.
Those of us who want to keep track of Corey Connors of the PGA Championship, he tees off about 9:20 p.m. here. Now, fans here, will tell you about how arduous it is to cheer for NHL teams when you live here.
We're 7 hours ahead of Eastern time, so if you like an Eastern time zone team, their 7 p.m. starts are 2 a.m.
Right. Again, Panik in, shoots, and Grachnar the save on that. And Ashko plays it back in.
This is the Richard Panik that NHL teams wanted on their squad.
Right, I mean, a bigger guy.
Powerful skater. Powerful skater, strong on the puck, pretty good defensively. Really just a shame that the injuries derailed his time in North America, but great that he's healthy enough to continue to play.
Played in Lausanne this year, first year in the Swiss League. Urbas with it. Sweeps it back down. Tonight, Czechia and Switzerland in the Noisemakers Bowl. Verlich back in the corner with it. Feeds that back to Masic. Steps around Kellerman and shoots. That goes off the foot of Cook and way up in the air. Drop right down in the slot. Yankovic shoots from a sharp angle. Skorvanik makes the save. Suko. Lead pass to Kaderna. And Podlipnik, good job to strip him of the puck. Here's Jeglic with it. For Lipnick to Sabolic. Sabolic works in for Tichar. The pass broken up by Janicic. Janicic winds in with Cehlarik. Tichar plays it back around. Pavlik. And for Gregorts to Karol. Karol drops it back to Pavlik. Brings that back around. Tichar leaves it there for Gregorts. Back in for Tichar. To Gregorts. Walks right in. Throws it back in front. Skorvanek knocked that away. Tichar back on it. Good pressure now from Slovenia. Back at the point that skipped away from Sabolic and back out. Slovakia changing as Karol winds his way in. So is Slovenia. It's knocked out by Regenda. And Regenda works in. Has looked back. There's no one within 100 feet of him.
Still handle the puck though. Kill some time, let everyone else catch up.
Slides that back to German. Cernovic. That skips off the stick. Over the glass and out. 12-18 to go here in the third period. Slovakia 1-0 lead on Slovenia. A long 2 weeks. Gotta pace yourself.
It's a sprint. It's a marathon-like sprint. It's getting serious time in this tournament. The first 10 days are you're grinding through. You're getting used to new teams or the competition or the venue. But now it's crunch time for all the teams.
So we understand the Czech and Swiss fans are bearing down hard in the fan zone as we speak, getting ready for the game tonight.
Preparation is key for any peak performance.
Rivik throws that back in front, knocked down by Masic. And Jeglic has it back. Slovenia's had its chances in this game, outshot 35-23. A couple of close calls. Remains a 1-0 game for Slovakia. Slovenia, as you mentioned, Mike, has been shut out twice in the tournament, has not scored more than twice in any game. Need one here in the third period, at least one. Sabolic. Plays it back across. That long shot blocked. Off the stick of Podlipnik. Played back by him and a race for it. Icing called against Slovakia.
And the one thing that Slovakia will have to fight against is the human nature urge to retreat and protect.
Right.
You're up one.
Safe.
You know you need to win in regulation. You want to kind of stop chasing the next goal. You just worry about defending the one you have. And that's when you get in your own end, you get running around, maybe penalties, open yourself up to a bad bounce or something along those lines. So trying to maintain an aggressive mindset while being smart about it is the balancing act that all teams deal with in this situation.
Germany's opened up a 5-1 lead on Hungary in the game in Tampere. So again, as you mentioned, Germany dealt a tough schedule to start. Herbas moves in and shoots. That's blocked. Jeglic picks off that clearing attempt, drops it back. Pavlin shoots, punched away by Skorvanek.
Skorvanek's been rock solid, obviously. Stopped every puck going his way. And you're wondering, you know, the decision to start him where Levi has been really good, but Craig Ramsey elects to go back to Skorvanek, who started games early in the tournament, the first game.
and the second. And he's rewarded his coach's decision by being right on it.
Hungary's big game is tomorrow against Austria. Urbas shoots off the goalpost. Another chance on the side of the goal. Jeglic turned away. Oh, two great looks there for Slovenia. And Berlic is arguing with referee Adam Blosky here.
He was tackled.
Feeling he was fouled
on the rebound attempt. That's two in a row that Urbas is coming across the top of the circle on a one face-off and rips right into it. Oh, rings it clean off the post. And the hook slash cross-check combo of Koch and Nemec. That's Berlic down. That had Skorvanik beat clean.
Yep.
And Urbas again.
Urbas feeds it across. Gregor's shot goes off the stick of Nemec.
Gotta shoot it faster, Gord. You know they're coming at you. If you're Gregorz, you know that you're running the play. Urbas, everyone's gonna react to him. He's gonna kick it over to you, but you know that Nemec is right there. You almost have to one-time it. You know, the catch and release is just not enough time to get it on net with the attacking stick of Nemec.
Now Chichar out for the face-off against Chaho. Sabolic lays that back. Magavatsa shoots off a stick, bounces back in front. Sabolic reaches for it. Another chance. Sabolic turned away. Chichar lost his glove in front. And Magavatsa has it back. Another good chance there for Slovenia. Cehlarik. Back to center ice. Nemec back to pick it up. Rink wide to Koch. Draws. Has it knocked away. Rivik plays that back in. Draws for Pansa. That centering pass knocked down by Rivik. Plays it back out. The captain does so many things for this team. He's got 5 points in 5 games. Draws. Winds it with Pansa. Pansa threw that towards the goal. Gaido's knocked it down. And again, they couldn't clear that by Jeglic. The top line back out there for Slovenia. Or portions of it. And now Urbas comes back on, along with Berlic.
Under 10 to go, you're thinking you could almost double shift the top line every other time. The rest of the way. They've been by far the most dangerous line for Slovenia.
In comes Jeglic. Throws it to the side of the goal. Urbas couldn't quite reach that. Regenda has it back. Up for Suko. In comes Suko. Winds it and shoots. Goes off a skate. Dribbles down in front. Urbas knocked that away. Urbas knocks that down and plays it across for Gregorz. And Slovenia will make a change here. Inside 9 to go in the third period. Slovenia hanging on here, trying to get one to at least get a point here. Chance in front, that's knocked away from Kaderna. Slovenia must get at least 1 point for its last game against Kazakhstan to have any meaning. In comes Karol, holds. Walks it across. Magavatsa walks right in, shoots, pushed away, rebound loose in front. Sabolic couldn't get to it. Chichar back with it to Magavatsa. Back he goes. Cernovic plays it across to Karol. Back to Cernovic. Waves, shoots. That was blocked by Kaderna. Magavatsa shadowed there by Lantoshi. Plays it back into the corner. Rosendic lifts that to the line. Magavatsa knocks it down, and the play's offside at the Slovakian line. 1-0 Slovaks lead. 8 to go in the third. not showing any signs of slowing down. 8 to go in the third period. Slovakia with a 1-0 lead on Slovenia. Slovakia's got 1 game left against Norway on Tuesday. They need a regulation win tonight, a regulation win in that one. And for Latvia not to gain any points in its game against Switzerland, for the Slovaks to go back to the quarters for the 3rd straight year.
The idea, if you're the underdog, shorten the game. It's short now.
Yeah,
And
they've had their chances. They've
been pushing here in the 3rd.
Draws. Plays that down to the Slovak end. Pansa goes after it. Brought back by Lantoshi. Lantoshi tied up by Draws. Gunacek back at center ice with it. Gunacek fires that down. Grachnar plays it back across. As Mashic sends that back.
Coach Kopitar heard our request for Urbas's line every other shift.
Here they come. After the TV timeout, in comes Urbas. Walks in, that pass went through the legs of Jeglic. Urbas back with it. Plays it back. Power with a shot, that's blocked. Again, almost off to the races. Panik moves around Pavlik. Urbas steals that away. Up for Jeglic with Slovakia changing. Jeglic sends that in. Urbas goes hunting there on German. Halivan. Urbas, instead of a long shift for him. Tichar for Magavatsa. Urbas needs off, now drifts back to the Slovenian bench. That long shot kicked away. As Crnovic snuck that through. And here's Crnovic back with it. Crnovic. Evans back in the corner. Has a look back and rings it back down. Savalic. And that skip away from him. The puck over the head of Karol will skip down to Grachnar, has to play it. And Crnovic picks that up to Karol. Inside 6 to go in the 3rd. Slovakia seldom does things the easy way.
It only makes sense that in a tight, low-scoring game, they're going to try to stay alive.
Draws. Winding across the line, flips that ahead. Draws. Tied up in the corner at the point. Mashic couldn't hold it. There's one more TV timeout coming. Slovenia has its own timeout left. Just over 5 to go. Could you get that top line out 3 more times?
Yeah, if they're going to keep their shift to a minute long.
They're out here again. Now Rivik works in. Rivik with Riga to the centering pass. That's knocked away by Grachnar. Both shot was high off the glass. Shots are 12-6 Slovenia here in the 3rd period.
You don't want to waste their shift playing down here.
No. Panik flips that back, picked up by Jeglic. Poked ahead by Pavlik. Looks for Urbas. That's knocked away by Nemitz. And Gregorts plays it across to Tichar. Inside 5 to go in the 3rd. In comes Tichar, holds and shoots. That's kicked away by Skorvanek. Suko works back in for Slovakia. Long shot straight away. Rebound. Grachnar stopped that sharp angle attempt from Kellerman. Suko shoots, but that just wide. Savalic plays it back around. Magavatsa. As that drop back. Mashic. Here's Ivan with it. Glove down by Draws. Simpson trying to poke that freight. And precious time ticking off the clock here. Draws. Feeds that back. Centered, got through. And Skorvanek kicked that away. Simpson taken it by Hunacek, and a penalty coming to Slovakia. Hunacek is down, but he's the man who will go. 3:27 to go in the 3rd. Well, what looked to be a Slovenian power play will now be 4-on-4. An unforced error by Ziga Pense after Hudacek hit the Slovenian player from behind.
But Ponce is coming in to get the puck.
Team Slovenia, minor penalty for boarding. Team Slovakia, minor penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Are they giving Hudacek a dive? So they're not calling this first one. The hand was up on that first hit.
You got it backwards. That's the boarding. I think the unsportsmanlike conduct is the second part where Ponce.
I'm not so sure, but he had the hand up on Hudacek's first hit.
100%. And
then Ponce come in late and even things up. Now 4-on-4 does generate offense,
right, for
both teams.
3:27 to go in the third period. Jeglic to Urbas. Jeglic tied up there by Knashko. Picks that free, goes back to the point to Gregors. Gregors back to Jeglic. Urbas is standing in front. It's poked free by Knashko. And back is Gregors to pick it up. At what point will Maciej Kopitar pull his goaltender here?
You could be uber aggressive and try to pull it and get a 5-on-4 while it's 4-on-4, but then when it expires, you'd be with an empty net when you don't want one.
Right.
But that would be the incredibly aggressive play. But you're probably going to wait till the penalty expires, last minute and a half, and go then.
Sabalic winds in, that's picked off. Kaderna up for Sukol. That's taken back by Magavatsa. Moves it back to Cernovic. Here's Magavatsa, inside 2.5 to go in the third. Sukol kicks that back to Koch. And Nemec happy to play keep away here. And Regenda has it back. 45 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. 2:10 to go in the period. Urbas knocks that to Verlic. Verlic got dumped by Regenda. Regenda shoots, that's gloved by Grashnar. He held that, and the referee called play dead as Grashnar wanted to play it, but didn't do it in time.
Well, at least the whistle gives a chance to get Jan Urbas back out on the ice because he has been a force for Slovenia. 6 shots in the game already, and that doesn't even count the one that he rang off the post in the third period. His size has given Slovakia trouble, and it's just a very veteran goalie strap by Luka Grashnar. Pretend you got something wrong with your equipment, buy an extra 30 seconds, get everyone their rest.
33 seconds left in the 4-on-4, 2 to go in the period. Kopitar calling on instructions here on the Slovenian bench. Off the draw, Panik shot is blocked. Urbas trying to get to it. Panik goes down. And now Gregor's back with it.
Pulled the defenseman off and put out another forward.
Okay, so you've got 3 forwards, 1 D out here for Slovenia. And here comes the goaltender, Grashnar.
I love the call.
Icing, and got to it back of the net.
They had it all laid. They had it planned out just the way they wanted. Get Grashnar out, 5-on-4, 6-on-5, minute 40 in. Just the outlet pass skipped and caused an icing. It was well thought out. They were trying to accomplish.
Slovenia does have a timeout remaining. They'll want that in the offensive zone. So once again, Kopitar directing traffic on the Slovenian bench. Gregor's with it. Back around to Urbas. To Verlic. He pivots back. Grashnar was inching out of the net. Now it's back to 5-on-5. Urbas remains out there. Gregors. He's shadowed there by Sukol. Urbas up for Jeglic. Back across, Verlic plays it in for Slovenia. Grashnar goes. Sabalic comes on for Slovenia. 6 skaters on 5 here with a minute to go in the third. That's knocked down by Verlic. Slovenia needs one here. Shot at the empty net that misses from Knashko. And the face-off back down to the Slovakian end. We'll get a timeout here now, you would think, from Slovenia.
Yeah, I think the Slovenia will take the timeout, rest their guys. They had been out there for a while. They do need the breather, let alone the strategy. Okay, Kopitar frankly sits down. All right, take a breather, guys. And they've done a nice job. They've got 14 shots in the third period.
Yeah,
they've pushed. And I think the same philosophy. Points, shots to the net, traffic, rebounds, chaos is their best chance to score. If they try to snap it through, try to find seams, just get it down to the net, bang away, will be their best opportunity. Krasnar's done all he can.
Urbas could really shoot it.
Yeah, but he's gonna need traffic around it. I think Urbas is so strong on the puck, I don't want him standing out at the top of the circle. I want him down where the action's gonna be. And that's the decision that Slovenia will need to make. If you're Slovakia, at this point, under a minute, if you should not take shots at the empty net. Chip outs to the far blue line. And about 45 seconds is the buffer. More than that, shoot it. Under that, play it to the far blue line.
So Slovenia chooses a face-off on this side.
Now remember, we've seen Urbas twice get chances, including a post right from this formation.
Right. English, the righty for the face-off. Against Suko. Scramble draw. Sabalic picks that frame for Verlic. In for Yeglic. Yeglic. Poke check there by Rosendic. Drog steps up. Behind the goal is Yeglic. Yeglic. Poke check by Rosendic, but Verlic muscled him off the puck. 30 seconds to go in the third. Urbas. Back across to Gregors. Draws. Yeglic to draws. 20 seconds to go. Draws. Feeds it back in front. Sabalic slides that through. Another chance. Draws. Throws towards the goal. Hit the goal post. Draws. Plays it back. 10 seconds to go. Back at the point. Urbas shoots. That's blocked. Sugo gets to it. And Hunacek fires it back down to the Slovenian end. And Slovakia wins it 1-0. Slovakia remains alive in its chase for a quarterfinal berth. Will play Norway on Tuesday. Slovenia is done. It will be relegated to Division 1A next year.
They had their hands in the air. They thought the tight angle shot crept across the line, inches away from staying alive and ending Slovakia's tournament. What a push by Slovenia right to the final buzzer.
Yeglic had the great look.
Great work to keep the puck alive. And then Verlic rips it through to Sabalic. And he tries to go back against the grain. This is the one I think goes in. Oh, off the pad and just slides by the post.
Yeglic thought it was in.
And that's two goal line saves, recoveries that Skorvanik makes to secure a shutout that he had to have.
There'd have been a long goal interference conversation about that too.
Yeah.
So Slovakia hangs on to win it. It's a 3-game losing streak. And now we'll play Norway on Tuesday and hope for a regulation win there, and then Latvia gains no points in its game against Switzerland. That would send Slovakia on to the quarterfinals. Now we'll get the player of the game presentations and then the national anthem of Slovakia.
Representative of the Slovenian Ice Skate Federation and His Excellency Branislav Pavlovic, Ambassador of Slovakia to Latvia and Lithuania.
Balvas pasniegs Jānis Škrobats, Slovenijas Hokeja federācijas pārstāvis, un viņa ekscelence Braņislavs Pavlovičs, Slovākijas vēstnieks Latvijā un Lietuvā.
The best player of Team Slovenia.
Labākais spēlētājs Slovenijas komandā.
Number 26.
Numur 26.
Jan Urbas.
The captain.
He was terrific.
He was fantastic. He was trying to will his team to stay alive.
The best player of Team Slovakia.
Labākais spēlētājs Slovākijas komandā.
Number 28.
Numur 28.
Riga.
Panik scored the only goal for Slovakia in the game. 6 games played for Slovakia, 5 of them decided by 1 goal, including 2 shootout losses. So their quarterfinal dream is alive. Might even make them the favorites over Latvia.
Likely, the more likely to get there for sure.
Dear all, please rise if you are able to for the national anthem of Slovakia.
Dāmas un kungi, lūdzu visi, kuri var, piecelieties, lai godinātu Slovākijas valsts himnu.
One of the books here in Riga, still to come on day 10 of the World Hockey Championship. It'll be Czechia and Switzerland here in Latvia.
A heartbreaking loss here today, but how proud are you of the effort your team put forth?
Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of the team effort. We gave it all at the end. You got to score a goal to win a game. We didn't, so tough loss.
What will the team take from their experience here at the top group in terms of growth?
It's just we're a small country. It's an honor to be in this A pool, and like I said, we gave it all 110% each guy, and I guess it was not enough.
And then in Slovenia, just your thoughts on the game and your team's performance.
Ja, dali smo se od sebe, nobenemu nimamo nič za očitati. Mislim, da se lahko pogledamo v ogledalo in z dvignjeno glavo zremo v prihodnost, ampak, kot sem rekel, malo smo bili prekratki in brez gola se ne da tekme dobiti. Thank you.
A big 1-0 win for your team to keep your quarterfinal hopes alive. You were a part of that first goal. What happened in the development of that play?
Of that play, yeah, if I remember good, I just rimmed it around the boards and guys did the job there. They passed it to each other and scored.
Your team has grown throughout this tournament. You finally get another win here. What was the difference in your game plan ahead of this game?
We got scoreless. Maybe that's the difference, and maybe that's why we won. We gotta keep it this simple, try to shoot at the net the most, and it will work maybe.
Your goaltender came up huge for you today on multiple occasions. Talk to me about his game and how important he is to your team.
Yeah, he helped us a lot, and every game the goalie does for us what he can. We gotta help him also block the shots, and I think we're still getting better at it, and it's gonna be good.
And then in Slovak, your thoughts on your team's performance and the win today?
Super, sme radi, že sme získali 3 body a ideme ďalej. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Si bol najlepší? Si bol najlepší, ideš na doping? Každý ročný doping prehliadka. Každý rok. Roku ti ideš na doping? Tak lietal tam. Ja už by som si nedal žiadny doping, už sem kvôli tomu, že viem, že každý rok ma vyberú. No, takže chcel som na čo povedať, ale nemôžem. Ríša panika máme.
Raiffeisen Bank International.
The prizes will be presented by Janusz Škrabec, representative of the Slovenian Ice Skate Federation, and His Excellency Branislav Pavlović, Ambassador of Slovakia to